What's up, guys? Just trying to make sure my sound's working properly. So far, we're just kind of chopping around this evening, so we'll see if we can hit that 300 and get a pullback. A lot of consolidation in here, so you can see a lot of consolidation. It might be one of those nights where we're just, remember, we do have non-farm payroll in the morning, so it could just be chopping the rest of the evening. Might be one of those deals we just had straight up all night. It looks like we're kind of in a nice little trend. It doesn't look like we're going to have very many pullbacks here. Make sure I got everything, my stuff set up correctly. Did the Coke can? I reckon so. Yeah, because I was at work. Oh goodness. What do you think? What do you think happens tonight? Do we sell? We get any kind of pullback here? Or do we just go straight up? Pretty nasty looking price action, guys. I mean, it's like just stuck in this consolidation. Oh, I selected the wrong thing. Oh, yeah. Let me find. Not going to be in a big hurry to find a trade tonight. So just. This price section is so choppy that we could just be just kind of chilling here most of the night. There's the 7 o'clock hour there. It looks like we have a little trend line to the upside here, so maybe we get that pullback to the 75 here. Or even run the, what, 65s down there, maybe? Still trying to get all my stuff set up here. There we go. Don't know if we get that sell off or not. I'm kind of looking for this 300 to get hit here and see what happens after we hit this 300. We are just kind of going straight up here at the opening here. If you're looking for shorts, we're going to have to run into resistance at this from all this consolidation here. So you would think that we would run into some of these big heavy wicks from right here and have some kind of pullback. Hopefully everybody had a decent trading session today. We traded individual accounts for most part. Wow, look at us go. We're just kind of pushing straight up here. See if we can get an idea, see where we're going to kind of go tonight. I mean, we're running into like a pretty good sizable order block here on the 5 minutes. So I didn't know what kind of resistance that we would get kind of going up through this area. We're about to hit the New York lunchtime low. But if we can make it through these order blocks this evening, we could almost find us a position to get long and kind of aim for these highs up to this order block here, which is at what, 376 throughout the night. Let me see if I can find another entry. Oh, excuse me. Oh, wow. I just noticed the long was kind of actually off 84 right there. I wish I'd have looked at that sooner. So we'll see if we can get some kind of pullback. Maybe we can find an entry in a few. Remember, guys, this is non-farm payroll week and CPI numbers, so it was a pretty wildly crazy, choppy day. So, I mean, this is very tough price action to enter whenever it's just chopping back and forth like this. Besides this one little move straight down, other than that, this kind of price action is super tough to enter on. This is what it looked like when we were trading today, because I got off pretty much around this time where it started chopping again before it sold off. So hopefully most of you guys survive. This is the MNQ growing. We also have Bitcoin we can look at. We have gold, if anybody's trading gold or silver. I'm not trading gold or silver, but we have it on there for anybody that wants to kind of just take a look at it. Like I said, we're not going to be in a really big hurry to find a trade this evening. We're just going to take our time and wait and see if we get some kind of pullback here. What is anybody in the lobby? Is anybody here trading the MNQ or what? What are we all trading tonight? Right now, looking at my charts on the Rico candles, man, it looks like we're just kind of going straight up here. Like we might be able to get a pullback here because that's at the 10. So maybe a pullback to the 90s to 80s, then look for long. What's up, Matt? How are you doing tonight? Please analyze charts for ITC. I don't know if I know what you mean by analyzing, like some kind of like ICT setup. Or I'm not sure what ITC is or who that is, if that's a person or ITC stocks. I don't know if I can look up any stocks on my Ninja charts here. I can see if it'll come up. All right, I see ICT. No, wait, you said ITC. I don't see anything under though that particular name, at least not what I can see. I might not be able to get that on Ninja Trader. So I feel like we're going to be kind of long biased tonight. Just got to wait for some kind of pullback here. I feel like we can probably over time look for a push up to the 350s to 360s by the end of the night. Might be a slow grind. What's up, Fish Lips? How are you doing today? So far, not really a lot of volume this evening in the market. It's like super, super slow. We had, 2 hours of consolidation here without any movement. Yeah, I saw your numbers. Good day trading. Mine would have been a perfect day if we could have caught that first winning trade. If we didn't take the loser on the one funded account, it would have been a perfect day, but no. So, but at least we took our loss and we didn't try to get it back. That's the key. Well, let's see. For some reason, my mouse is moving way too fast here. How do you slow down this thing? No. There it goes. Okay. Feels a little bit back to normal. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, for some reason, mad, it won't let me look that up. I don't know. Do you guys think we get a push up to, let's see, man, I just don't see how we get through all this stuff without chopping around. It may just be one of these nights. It's probably not even best to trade. and just sit on the sidelines. I did finally pass my fifth funded with Bulanox, so we're up to our 5 funded with Bulanox. So we're going to start another one too, and I also plan on starting an elusive account tomorrow. We're going to start it tomorrow morning. We're going to get it in the morning. And this way, maybe we can trade it tomorrow morning or something during the New York session. Yeah, Elusive has got a pretty good deal for first-time buyer because I've never bought an account with them yet. And I think you can pick up a all-in account for like $60, which is fairly cheap here. We're going to test the water with 2 micros here and see if we get that push up to the 20. If anything, if it pulls back into this area, we'll just try to DCA back into it. Because I don't think we're coming back down tonight. I'm hoping that we can possibly target the 50s or even the 60s up there at that 60 level by the end of the night, even if we just leave the trade on and see what happens. If we get up to like the 16, 17, I'll go to break even for that first target. And a fancy restaurant. Because your EMAs are pretty far back down here, so usually it's not the greatest choice to kind of trade that far off your EMAs. Yeah, I am still $500 away from a payout instead of $400 since we lost that $90 today, fish lips. So we're still at 53,098, or basically 53,900 or 100. I'm sorry. So then the next one is at what, 51,400. Then the 25K is at 300. So, which I haven't really been trading at 25K a lot. It's just here and there that we try to just pick up little trades with it. I wish Bewley would do a 90% off, and that way we could possibly do some full ports on that CPI numbers or non-farm payroll tomorrow, but they're not advertising no 90%. I was hoping they would this week. I think that would drive some people to full port those accounts. I'm trying to see where we possibly could get stuck at. The top of, if we get above the 25 here, I don't see us coming back down. That'll be kind of like finding support above that order block. If we get through that order block and kind of retest it and retest all those wicks sitting there. We're going to try to get as close as break even as possible. This way, if we have a deep pullback, we can get a better entry here if we can't run up here and hit this first target. Because I feel like we need a pullback here. I wouldn't mind seeing a pullback into the 300s here. This way, maybe we can get a better entry. All right, got stopped out. We were pretty much at break even. This way, let's see if we can. I was hoping we get some kind of pullback here, kind of retest these 9 and 21 EMAs, and this way we can maybe get an entry down here around the 300s or even in the 90s. %50 would put us right back down to the 90% for this whole leg up here. Or I'm not sure if this would count as a leg or not, but no. You're short from 342? Oh, nice. When did you get short? Today? Earlier? Like from up here? Nice. I can't hold any trades over from overnight. We're trading the MNQ. I don't know how much of an entry we'll get tonight, man, because it's going to be probably pretty crappy price action tonight. But nice on the short. There's a 15-minute fair value gap there, and it's already more than 50% retrace. Yeah, we can take a look at it. Horrible price action this evening, guys. Very, very choppy here. All right. That's the day's stuff. Like you can see, a lot of ugly price action today. Hopefully, no one got chopped up in this mess. This was super, super tough price action to trade today, guys. We're kind of looking for this pullback back into the 9 EMAs here. Okay, you're waiting for a short at the 3. Okay, I can see that. That's a nice short area. You made 1,500 today. Nice. What did you how did you make that on a funded account, a cash account, or was that an eval bay? Let's see. Funded's nice. Oh, nice. $1,500 in a 50K, man. That's a lot of money for a 50K. Oh, you only trade minis? Woo-hoo. Do you not blow up a lot of accounts doing that, or no? Like, do you go like just all in, either big wins or big losses? See, it says huge wins, but potential for huge losses too. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, man, I don't have that. I don't make that kind of money to risk that. I wish I did make that much money where I could risk big numbers, but I can't do it. There's just no way. Nice. I wouldn't mind taking a long here in a few minutes. What is that? Jamarcus. I think I'm saying that. Jamarcus. I'm just waiting to see what kind of pullback we get into our 9 EMAs and see. I actually want to take a long, but we do have a big fair value gap up here. I wasn't sure if we're going to clear out, but I kind of wanted to target those 50s and 60s up here. But you just kind of have to consider all this consolidation here. So it's going to take one heck of a time to get through all this mess. I'm not sure how even good price action is going to be tonight since we have non-farm payroll tomorrow. Non-farm payroll got pushed back from 2 weeks ago whenever the government had like a partial shutdown, so they didn't release the numbers, and they're going to release the numbers tomorrow. But we also have CPI numbers coming out Friday, so a lot of news coming out this week. So hopefully we get some nice volatility after those numbers are released tomorrow morning. Hopefully the charts aren't too jacked up where we can't get a trade. Yeah, the news is coming out tomorrow for non-farm payroll. So you should get a really big move in the morning. But you know how it is leading up to non-farm payroll. Usually it's choppy as crap. Correct. Yeah, if you go to that Forex factory, it should be on there. Tuesday. Yeah. So tomorrow morning at 7:30 or 8:30. I think this is in Central Time. This is my time. And so 8:30 tomorrow morning is non-farm payroll. Then Tuesday or Thursday morning you got GDP. Then also your unemployment numbers. Then Friday you got the CPI numbers. So a lot of big numbers coming out. Or 8:30, so yeah. A lot of big numbers. What's up, Capital? How have you been? We're good. We're just watching this choppy price action, man. We don't really have no movement tonight. We've been pretty much just stuck in consolidation since we opened at 5 o'clock this morning. 5 o'clock this evening. You had this little bump here, so we got a total of about 60 points total in movement. But I don't know if I really count this candle because this is the opening candle. I would pretty much just count it here from the 70 up. So you're pretty much just kind of stuck in a 30 to 40 point range at the moment. I wouldn't mind seeing a retest of the 80s here. We will definitely be looking for a long out of that area if it gets down there. Don't know if we'll get down there or not. They've been going good. We had a nice 2 or 3 win streaks going on our funded, except for today. We finally took a L on our one funded that we've been trying to get to pay out. We're still about $500 away from a payout. We were $400 today. When we started out, we were looking for another win to hopefully put us between that 3 and 200, but that was the one account that I took a $93 loss on this morning here. So we're at 53,098, and when we started out this morning, we were at 53,199, 200 or so. So we lost $90 on that account. But all the other fundeds we took positive trades on. It's just that one that I didn't try to get it back. Usually with that one, I traded the opening with it. So whatever happens, happens. So I had a nice win streak with it. But then, like I said, we took a L today. And so we just live with it and let it lay there, because I know what happens if I try to trade it to get it back. And that's usually when I get myself in trouble. You try to trade it to get it back, the next thing you know, you're down $200 or $300. So it's just best to let it go. So tonight we're just starting another eval. So we're working on our 6 funded account with Bulanox, since we already got 5. So we're working on our 6th one. I was hoping they would start a 90% off deal, but tomorrow we're also going to be starting a elusive account. I'm not sure if we're going to do the 25K or the 50K, and I think we're going to do the flex one. Elusive has got a pretty good deal for, first time use. If you're good at passing evals and you're a first time user with elusive, you can be all in for like $50. Like that means funded and eval for one cost, $50. And I'm going to sign up with them with Tradeovate, and that way I can trade them with the rest of my accounts over here on Ninja. So that's probably the cheapest upfront cost. If I don't recommend it for anybody that's probably new to trading, but I guess it would only be a little bit more because most of everything right now is 80% off, and most of that's like $30. The mornings, we're just kind of taking the breakouts of that early morning 15-minute candle. Usually we're looking for like a 50% pullback on the hourly candle, or we're looking for us to either run a low of the 4-hour candle. So this morning we took the run of the low of this 4-hour candle here, but it was just whipping so bad this morning that by 20 points wasn't a big enough stop loss, so I got stopped out. And a lot of the other trades I've been trading this, I'm still looking at that one thing that you told me about with the ICT. Like I use those for like levels as far as targets and stuff. Let's see. So right now we're pretty much at the top of the New York PM session. I haven't really been taking those one shorts or longs that you told me about in the past. I'm sorry, that is actually up here at 23. But we still use them as targets. I don't really do a lot of XRP, Ryan. The only thing that I ever do with XRP is like I think I bought like $50 the other day, but I don't do anything with it. I just let it sit there. I don't know too much about the Trump coin. I've heard of it like a long time ago, but that's about all I know about it. I don't know too much about. Is that considered like a meme coin, like the smaller coin? Ken? I did figure out the other day that we can take trades on Bulanox with Bitcoin. It's a NATOs or whatever. It's like super small contracts. So it allows you to trade Bitcoin. For anybody that's interested in trading Bitcoin, you can trade Bitcoin with the Bulanox too. You just have to type in B-I-T. Or silver. Silver, I don't think Bulanox allows you to trade silver or gold. Look at the last London session high and above. All right. See, the last high is, yep, that was a nice setup this morning. It tagged that in, didn't it? Wow, it did offer some nice little wins. Right now, I am possibly looking for a long out of the 80s here. Don't know if we're going to get back down there. You're all in short, DM? Where are you all in short from? We'll take this off for now in case something weird happens and we get wicked out. This is MNQ Angel. The platform is NinjaTrader. Let me spread it out so you don't have to look at all that mess from today. Pretty much most of all my trades are taken on NinjaTrader. I do use Quantower a little bit, but I struggle using Quantower. I do have some accounts that I can trade on Tradeovate, but I have them linked to my NinjaTrader, and this way I can trade my Tradeovate accounts on Ninja. If you're looking for an easier platform to trade on, I recommend Tradeovate probably being the easiest platform to trade on. If I had to recommend, because it's really a pain in the butt to set up Ninja. Is there anybody in a position right now? I know Bay is looking for a short out of the 15-minute fair value gap up here. Oh, I forgot I was on the 15-minute charts, guys. Don't usually trade on the 15 minutes. Got to... was that the one you were looking for? Yeah. Yeah. I think he's going to short the 50% of it, if I'm not mistaken. So if you pull fib on that candle there, you can kind of get your 50%. Nope. Guess not. Or is he doing the first one? Don't know if I'm on the wrong one. Like I said, I do like the longs off of the 80s and 90s here for a possible pop here. What is that sitting at? 81? I just don't know if we'll get down there or not. What we could do is also pull fib on this and just see what kind of pullback we get, and see if it creates a leg. I don't know if we get down there. You may get the 50% pullback here, so we can kind of leave this up and see if you get the 50% pullback of this leg, and that would be kind of on the top of this swing level here. So possibly, maybe. It's just the volume is just not there, guys. So every trade you enter is just going to be a grind. None of these trades are going to be pleasant to trade. This is the 5-minute charts, Harold. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. What's up, Kay? How are you doing tonight? Is that Ernest K? We're going good. We're just watching chop. I don't feel like we're going to have any kind of trading tonight, man. I think the market's just going to wait for non-farm payroll tomorrow before we get anything. So everything tonight is just going to be so grindy. We are trading on Ninja Trader charts, and we are using Bulanox and Apex as our accounts to trade off of. And tomorrow we'll also be using Lucif accounts. Laura's good. She's back there watching some TV. Inflation news is going to be bad. I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with the like government numbers, so I have no idea what's going on with that. I think they want inflation up. I think they do that on purpose so that they can pay off the debt. So they make the money worth less. That way they can pay off more debt with their money through the government. And plus, you got to think what March is a lot of option calls. What is that called? OPEC Friday. When is OPEC Friday? So I think that's coming up in like May or March. So usually that's whenever all those option calls are coming. Let's see, next OPEC day. Let's see. Not till March. With higher interest rates. Might get a breakout right here. I'm not going to chase. I have really no interest of trading this at the moment, guys. Because I know whatever I enter, it's just going to be a super chop fest, and I'm sitting here for a whole hour. You're talking about these long wicks here. Oh, here. Oh, hell, there's wicks everywhere. Uh, not so much. Not so much the what is that? The breaker blocks. I just pay attention to order blocks mostly. Capital. No in your box. Oh, these boxes. Oh yeah, I can explain those to you. This is how I trade the opening. But this morning was pretty pretty tough price action with this 5-minute candle. So what these boxes are, they're the higher time frames. So it allows me to see what the hourly candles have done and the 4-hour candles have done. So this is a 4-hour candle, 4-hour candle, and these all represent 1-hour candles. So what it allows me to do is just to see when we run the low of the 4-hour candles without moving my charts because I'm trading on the 5 minutes. This morning was very tough to trade. Like I said, I did ended up catching this short this morning, but I failed the opening trade this morning. Let's see. So like yesterday, for instance, this was the push down candle yesterday. Look what it did. It ran the 4-hour candle, then pretty much just came all the way back up. So that's just how I use these boxes. This way I don't have to have like 5 or 6 charts looking around. I can just be like, we just ran the 4-hour candle and we pretty much ran it and went straight back up. And this is where we took our long yesterday for our account. We always want to make money. If you got some kind of new advice there. All right, we will go back to what we're looking at because, like I said, I have no interest in joining these trades right now, guys. The volume is just so low tonight that it is so hard. Which one? This one was horrible this morning. I mean, this was these charts were just horrible. They were hard to trade this morning. Monday or Tuesday wasn't too bad. Okay, do you see the 2 long wicks in the last box right here? So these 2 wicks. Oh. Are you talking about the wicks from this morning? All right, that was the wicks from this morning. Now go back up now. So these 2 wicks, then I mean, we ended up taking this trade on another account here once we got back into this candle here. So this was a trade that I took, go back to 8:45 back tonight. So that would be 7:45 for myself. Let's see. So Yeah, you're talking about these two big wicks. Are you talking about just playing the bounces off of the big wicks? I just put this box there a few minutes ago for the consolidation period. Definitely a lot of consolidation there. Long wick, long, yeah. So how are you trading that then, Matt? Are you just looking for bounces, like quick little moves out of that area? So what time frame fair value gap are you looking at? What are you looking for? A scalp short at the 45s? Is that for this gap fill in here, Capital? This is the 5 minute, Matt. Take off some of this stuff so I don't have so much stuff on the charts. Wait for a retest. All right. Is there anybody in this long right now? Did anybody long this breakout? Kudos to anyone that's trading this stuff. I know what'll happen if I try to trade it. This stuff will just sit here and just bounce, bounce, bounce. He'll go 5 points, bounce. We're trading. Is that a question for you're asking me that? JH. Was that Jensen? Henson? Might be your initials. Yeah, we're trading MNQ, which is micros for the NQ. Is that Johnson? Let's see, J. It's just missing a few letters. Quarterly theory can help you look for better entries. Okay. I've never heard of that one, Med. The quarterly theory. I can copy it. That way I can and look it up later. We will put it over here. So basically, what that's saying that the market moves in different manipulations. Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand that what you're saying as far as that goes. As far as the day to day, where you're talking about the four phases, accumulation, manipulation, distributing, then combustion. Yeah, a lot of times I'll look at that because if the overnight session is like a lot of big movement, so most of the time it's like the New York is stuck with the like accumulation, and the price action sucks during the New York session. So that's always on the back of my mind whenever we have like those 300 and 400 point moves overnight. I feel like the markets are kind of reversed for a little bit. Like we had some really wild movement in the Asia market last week, but this week is just dead. Thank you guys for the likes and follows tonight. Is there anybody in an entry? Has anybody got a target that they're looking for or any kind of setup they're looking for? Capital mentioned a possible short up here around the 46 area. Jen, we are trading MNQ tonight, but there really hasn't been a lot of like entries. It's been pretty dead tonight. As you can see, we pretty much consolidated here for almost 2 hours. We had a little move up, then we consolidated another hour. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for at least 40 minutes, more consolidation. Oh, goodness. The MNQ is the micros of the minis. So if you're trading minis, they're $20 a point. If you're trading micros, they're $2 a point. I trade micros, because I'm only trading, all my accounts that I'm trading on are 25Ks and 50Ks. And if you are trading those higher time frames, those, like on minis, on those smaller accounts, your accounts will just get destroyed quick. You got to think it's easy you'll need like a 20 to 30 point stop loss. So, Matt, are you asking what prop firms are, or are you asking what prop firms am I using? You can use prop firms in different ways. If you're new to shorting, prop firms are probably best to use if you're new to trading without risking your own capital. I'm using Apex and Bulanox. So most of my funded accounts are with Bulanox. So we have 5 funded accounts with Bulanox and 3 with Apex. And I've been really focusing hard on the Bulanox. So we're about $500 away from a $1,000 payout on Bulanox. And the next Bulanox is sitting at about $1,400. And the third one, you only can have 3 Bulanoxes at one time to trade until you hit the threshold. And my other ones are just kind of sitting there. So, and tomorrow we're going to add a elusive eval to trade, because elusive has a fairly good deal. You can almost be all in for like 50 or $60. So it doesn't cost you a lot of money to trade with them. And they don't have No, I don't trade anything that's difficult. Most of my entries are all like support and resistance, and I trade in discount and premium. So, we're shorting premium and buying a discount. So if you're up in premium, you're trying to short on the way back down into discount, or you're trading off support and resistance. Well, you got to think, I've been building those up for quite a while. So, because I'm usually slow trading, because I'm trading on micros. So it usually takes a while to get your accounts built up. But once you get to that first threshold to take that $1,000 out, you only have to make $1,000 on your next account. For about 2 years, Vent. This may be the pullback that Matt was talking about. Yes. You can have up to 10 Bulinox accounts, or 10 or 11 funded. Apex, you can have up to 20. I do like Apex, but the only thing I have issue with Apex, I constantly break their rules. I like Bulinox because they don't enforce those strict rules like Apex does. The only rule that Bulinox wants you to provide by is the 40% consistency rule. So you're only allowed to make $1,200 max on a 50K per day. Yes, this is the NASDAQ, but it's the micros of the NASDAQ. So the micros are $2 a point, where your minis are $20 a point. But most of the time we're trading anywhere between 2 to 4 micros per trade. So anywhere between $4 all the way up to $8 per point. All right, here's that retest of here's that leg that Matt had mentioned, where you can wait for that pullback that maybe you can possibly get a long out of this area. Let's see here. Here's the swing. We're at the 50% mark. So let's see if that 50 to 60% holds on this leg here. No, we do not do this full time. So I also work. I also get money from rental properties. And plus, my wife has a salon business. So I think it would be kind of tough. At least I'm not to the point where I can make a living trading. So that's why I don't really teach trading. Like, some people ask about teaching stuff, because I'm not there in my journey either. What's the preferred software? When you mean by software, are you talking about what platform we're trading on, Johnson? Long Wick's just a name that someone came up with in one of the lobbies. Yes, Prime. You can trade Fusion Market after the 6 o'clock. You can trade futures markets 23 hours a day. Are you saying look at the... Oh, it's all good. I'm just cool for you guys just to show up and talk a little bit. It makes the night go by a little better and faster. This is Ninja Trader. I'm not really sure, Johnson. It's not a big deal. I don't usually sit here and ask people for likes and follows. I'm not really sure what the likes do. It may maybe it pushes your channel more. I'm not positive. You might have to be on the subscribe. I'm not really sure about the likes because I know I don't have that one thing turned on where I know some streamers where you have to be subscribed to their channel to chat. I think I have that part turned off. I don't know. See, I've never taken any trades on TradingView before. I've only ever really traded on. Should we short here? I'm not looking for any shorts right now. Just some guy. The only way we would look for shorts unless we pushed up here into the 40s or 50s. I'm not really sure what's the best. I know for the easiest, the way to start is probably trading on Trade-of-8. If trading views there's a lot more to setting up your Ninja Trader. There's a lot more steps. I mean, if you don't mind going through all those steps, it's not a big deal. But if you want something easy, don't have to do a lot, but just to log in with the username password, Trade-of-8's the easiest. There's just a lot more steps to setting up your Ripnik account. But all the information's out there for you to do it. You just have to take the time to look it up. We had another guy in our lobby, in our horizontal page. So I also have a horizontal page that if you don't want to look at that vertical page, and he set up his Ripnik last night, and he was talking about how it just took forever to get it set up. We're a big wave. We are on the MNQ. Which is the micros of the NASDAQ. Just some guy, man. I'm not going to be honest. Tonight, I am really not that enthusiastic about taking any trades just because we have not had very good volume. The volume is so dead tonight. You're long from that order breaker. Long. Say I'm long from the breaker. I was going to wait and see if we got back above 15. If we get back above 15, we may consider a long with the capital. This way, if this makes like a little leg here, so if this is the pullback we get, if I pull my fib on this, and if this is the leg, we could possibly we could maybe look for a long here. Capital, what'd you do? Switch lobbies? Yeah, that's why I'm not even in a big hurry, Samuel, to even mess with this stuff because I know non-farm payrolls tomorrow morning. So I know the price action is going to be straight garbage tonight. So this is why we're just kind of just sitting here chit-chatting, and I'm just asking what other people are trading and what they're doing. I use TradingView for better chart view. Okay. Does that mean yeah, like I said, I've never even used TradingView for trades. I've used a few of the indicators on there. What's up, Matt? You said you gold PA was awful. You took a gold PA trade. Whew. Oh, goodness. Oh, it looks a lot clearer. Okay. Yeah, there's kind of a lot going on my charts. I try to keep as little of stuff off here as possible so most of you guys don't have to see it. This may be our leg down. Maybe we're going to make a higher here. All right. Just for you, Capital. See if that's going to be our swing. We're going, Papa. How have you been? Last week was pretty wild. Today was super choppy. Today was all about surviving. So today we just tried to survive without messing up anything. Matt, man, this week's going to be actually a horrible week to trade. I mean, I think I would either trade super small. You got to think, man, tomorrow we have non-farm payroll and Friday we have CPI numbers. So this week's going to be a horrible week to trade. Let's see. I'm not really sure. I haven't really been keeping up with it. Right now, all the funded accounts I have, see, we have $3,100 in this one that we made so far. This one has $1,500 in it. This one has $431, $300, and that's a eval. I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with it. And I have another funded account that we've been trading, but I have to log on and to get that one. This is just an eval. I longed with Capital. Where do you got your stop loss at, Capital? If I get to 5,600, I should be able to request $1,000 on that payout with that account. But I still have to make another. You got your stop loss down at the 300. Okay, so you're at this swing here. Which prop firm to use if I was looking to trade the pool, but I don't know yet. I don't have the exact number. I know most of my payouts come from throughout the past, but I couldn't tell you the exact number. There's been some payouts that I got denied through Apex. I lost some Apex with another prop firm last year that went out of business. So my last payout that I requested got denied because I was breaking Apex rules. So that's why we haven't been trading Apex so much, because their rules are a lot stricter. Dylan, is that what you're using? You're using prop firms also to trade? Need gold to come back to Apex. Mostly the drawdown rules. So if you get in a bad trade with Apex, and if you get into like a 30% drawdown, they make you start your trading journey back over. Or if you go over leverage, they can take that money away too. So I had an account a few weeks ago that I got into drawdown, and you really, in the beginning, you can't use more than 2 minis. And I think I used 3 minis, something like that, because I knew that we're about to break out. So I got into that breakout, but they took the money away. So that's why I've been just focusing more on Bulanox lately, because Bulanox doesn't enforce all those little petty rules. But Apex does pay. You know, if you get to your payout, they do pay. You just got to make sure that you follow the rules so that you can get your payout. So like fish lips Fish Lips in my other lobby over here. I think he requested a payout last week or the week before, and he got his payout from him. He got a nice payout with them. Yeah, that sucks that Apex did that with the gold, Matt. Hopefully they do bring it back. You probably had a better entry than I did. What was your entry at Capital? $307. Okay, so you're about 10 points below me. Nice trade, Capital. We took this trade because of Capital, even though I didn't get a good entry like he did. He was down there in 407. I really don't have any desire to trade this tonight because I don't feel like sitting through all this grindy price action tonight where you just have to sit here for like 30, 45 minutes waiting to go like 5 or 10 points. So it makes it pretty tough. How much time do we got left on this 5-minute candle here? 30 seconds. So hopefully this next 5-minute candle will give us a little push here. Yeah, that's what we're looking for, that 25 area. I trade mostly off support and resistance, Natty, and breakouts. So every day is pretty much different. No day is really the same. The only thing that I try to trade consistently is my morning time trades, the ones that I take at the breakouts. And most of the time on that one, I'm watching higher time frames and I'm looking for like pullbacks. Pretty good so far. I mean, we haven't really had any bad trades on our accounts because most of the time we try to like kind of cap it off at a like between 100 to 150 at the most on our account. So like our only red today was $100. Let me see if I can show you what we look for in the morning. This morning wasn't very ideal, but for most of the other mornings, it works out pretty well. And you can play it two different ways for that 15-minute breakout that usually happens most days. Let me turn it off real quick. It'll be easier to see. Give me a minute, guys. I'm trying to make my chart smaller. This way we can watch our charts over here. So for the morning times, was that this morning? No, that wasn't this morning. Yeah. So this morning it was pretty crappy. Let's see. Okay, let me pull my stuff back to. This is a brand new eval, so I had just started this eval. This was probably the first trade that we've taken on this eval. So most of my funded trades usually come first thing in the morning, Natty. You can take this multiple ways. So either you can wait for the first breakout to push down. A lot of times I like to wait for that first breakdown. Every now and then you won't catch it because it'll just keep selling. But a lot of times what you're looking for is you want to see this first breakdown and rerun a higher time frame. So this is a 4-hour candle here. So we ran the 4-hour candle. We took the long as it went back through the 15 minutes. Sorry if it's kind of squished up. We got long this morning off of this candle here. So this is the one that we took a funded trade. The other way that you can trade this, if you want to be safer, is wait for the pullback. See this little bitty box right here? This is the 15-minute candle from 9 o'clock to 9:15. Almost every day we get this same move where we get this pullback back into this 15-minute candle. So today we didn't quite pull back into like the discount, but it stayed around that 40 to 50%. But as you can see, it did retest it. So that would have been your entry here. And you don't want to have your stop loss no more than 50% of that candle. So that was the day before. The day did not work out like that because the price action was straight garbage this morning. This one you got a little bit deeper pullback. So we did not run the 4-hour candle on this one, but what we did sweep is we swept all these hourly candles. So here's your sweep candle. And then we got long as we broke out to the top side. But if you don't want to take that breakout, what you can do is wait for the pullback. So here, you got a low, you got a high, pull your Fibonacci, and you're looking for a pullback into premium. So here's your pullback to the 76%. So this would be kind of like your golden pocket, and you would look for a long back above the 15-minute candle. I mean, there's like different ways to play in that in the morning. So every day's a little bit different. Thanks for the 10-point winner, Capital. Sorry about that. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I think if you want lower premiums there, you would have to almost probably sign up for a subscription. Like you can probably go look at TradingView or Tradeovate and see what their commissions are. I know Tradeovate has a yeah, I'll have to put those on my TradingView charts. You said breakers, they're called breakers. Is that all they're called, Capital? You think you're ready for it to go to the 500 or 600 mag? It may tomorrow for that non-farm payroll. Breaker blocks. Excuse me. Voice has got kind of hoarse. Oof. Yeah, I'll have to look into the breaker blocks a little bit more, Capital. I want to say it probably takes about 2 years, Harris, at least for me, to constantly get green on my fundeds. It took 2 years. Like, this is probably the most consistent that I've been with my funded accounts. Matt is the GOAT. Because it's a lot more risk. Where if I'm using a prop firm account, I know how much I'm risking when I put it in. So if I put, say, $1,000 in my own trading account and I have a bad day and I go tilt, I lose $1,000. If I have a bad day on a funded account with, say, Bulanox, I'm only out 150. Or a bad day on an eval, $30. I don't think I've got to that point in my trading journey where I'm willing to use my own money to trade. Because you can trade prop firms and still take money out. So, like, I'm only, $500 away from taking $1,000 out from Bulanox. But, everybody, does their own. I think it's just wherever you feel comfortable doing. Yeah, their activation fee is high. I like them because I like their customer service and their rules are very slack. They don't have a lot of rules. The only rules that you really have to really follow is that 40% consistency rule mag. The only way to trade is real cash. I wish I was at there in my journey, Matt, where I could trade real cash and feel comfortable trading it. Congrats if you are if you are at that level that you can just trade your own money like that. Now I've put money like into like stocks and crypto and stuff, but not trade it like this. I don't I've never done I've done a little bit of cash here and there before, but nothing consistently. I've never felt comfortable trading my own cash as far as like, day trading cash. That'd be nice one day, maybe, Mag, to get to that where you can just deposit cash. No, I've never done options either. The only options that I've ever done is basically buy 100 shares and make money off the premiums. I hear a lot of people talking about making a lot of money on options, but I've never done it myself. I think options is one of those things you can either win big or lose big. But like I said, I have no experience with options, so I couldn't even tell you where to start and where to begin. Yeah, that's the only type of options I've ever done. Is just sell and cover options, and I would just make money off of the fees or the premiums. And I think I made about $400 or $500 doing it over months. but I only ever lost my shares one time. My shares got called one time the whole time I did it. So I don't remember the potential gains that I lost, but it wasn't like massive. That's been a few years ago. That's probably been about 3 years ago. So it's been a while. Is that the kind of options that most of you guys are doing? Y'all do these cover calls? Yeah, I didn't do it very long, Matt. It was very like I said, I only did it a few months. Uh, I can't remember it. Like I said, it's been 3 or 4 years ago. It's been a while back. I was doing it just on Robinhood because I didn't really know much about it then. I was just kind of trying it out. And I just bought 100 shares of like, and they weren't even expensive shares. They were less than $500 for all 100 shares, or $300 or $400. They weren't crazy expensive. But I can't even remember how much I was getting for the premiums either. Like I said, this has been a long time. That's what I like because I seem like you lose money. Yeah, I have like I said, very little experience when it comes to options. I'm always like congrats to anybody that can do good on options. All right, thanks to Capital, we got like a little 10-point trade on there, but we got stopped out on the runner. So that's how you make most of your trades is options, Matt. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about the yawning, guys. Is there anybody in a position right now that you're looking for a target? Or are you looking for a certain area for another long? Or you're looking for a area for, I mean, man, this seems like another leg push down for another possible long here. Let's see here. Probably the safest place for our stop loss should have been back down at the 308, 307, which is this swing. So swing, swing, and this is probably your next swing here. Futures option leverage. Oh, okay. See, I've never heard of that either. But the only thing that I really pay attention to is the NQ futures. I don't really venture out to anything else. I try to just stick to one thing. Lately, I've been looking at Bitcoin futures. I don't know if anybody's ever looked into Bitcoin futures. You can trade the nanos. I'm not sure how much they are per point. If you got a elusive account, you can trade silver and gold. The Bitcoin's garbage to trade. I've only tried it once. I tried it the other day just to see if it worked because I didn't know you could trade Bitcoin with Bulanox. There's a guy in our other lobby, Jake. He's been trading the Bitcoin. Yeah, don't really plan on taking any more trades tonight. I mean, the market is so flat. There's no volatility that I just know if I try this, I only took this because of Capital. Capital said he got long. So I was like, oh, we'll get long with Capital. So You've been trading silver. I've been watching silver, but I haven't really found any way to enter it. I'll have to ask Methodical Man. I know he's been trading silver. He's been trading these inside bars looking for 1-for-1. So your very first one would have been a winner tonight. So here's a winner on an inside bar. Let's see how much it would have paid and how much you had to risk. $150. So you would have got a 1-for-1 on that silver. Here's another inside bar, but it doesn't look like you would have got your 1-for-1 on that one. The risk to reward probably been high on it. Pretty close. Yep. It looks like it should be more than one. Sorry, I have to look around my camera. My camera's in the way of my screen. The only strategy setup I trade is the early morning breakouts, and we're just looking to run support and resistance off higher time frames. And then for the second entry off of your early morning is a pullback into premium, where you're pulling back into the opening 15-minute candle. I don't know if some of the people don't want to hear it over. I've already kind of explained it multiple times tonight. This is just a silver inside bar type trade. This is something another guy's trading on another stream. He's basically just trading inside bars. So that would be silver inside bars here. So basically you just wait for an inside bar, and wherever side it breaks out, you go short or long. Pretty simple. So most of my funded trades are usually taken in the morning time. Max. So most of my entries come off the first 15-minute candle of the hour, which is from 9 o'clock to 9:15. So most of the time we try to wait for that initial breakout to see what it's going to run first. So like this morning, we waited for it to run the 4-hour candle, or this was yesterday. We waited for it to run the 4-hour candle, and then we take the breakout on the other side of the candle as it's going back through. Then for the second, for the second setup that you can take off of the same strategy is basically a pullback into discount. So then all you do would be a pull. Let me make it smaller where you can see it. So then because you got a new low, you got a new high on this leg. So then you're just kind of waiting for you to kind of pull back into discount. So it did pull back into the discount. See the 60 to 70%? That would be kind of like your golden pocket if you like to trade Fibonacci. Oh, wait, no, it didn't. That was the day before. This one's right here. So this one actually only pulled back 40%, but see how it's hard to see. Let me zoom in like really, really close. All right. So this is the retest that you're looking for. See this little bitty box? This is the 9 o'clock to 9:15 minute candle. So basically you're just looking for a retest of this candle. So we took this long this morning on one of our fundeds here. Once we retested this area, it held. You get this almost over and over every single day. You can just keep going back and you'll see it repeat itself over and over. And this is just how we trade the opening. You know, everybody trades it different. This one you did get a little bit deeper pullback. See how it kind of just wicked past the hourly candles. And this was a super whipsawy day. But we would have took the breakout as it went back out the top side of the 15-minute candle. But it seems like every day is something a little different. I mean, that's just the way it is at the opening. It's never the same. Some days the opening is nice and cleaned, and other days is like this morning, it was choppy as crap. So I took a loss on the opening this morning for $100 on my funded account. Thank you, Capital. Man, it's almost like we just died. Hey, is there anybody stuck in a trade right now? I'm just curious. Like, like sometimes you join trades on this super, super slow, choppy price action. It seems like you're just in this thing forever, especially if you chose the wrong direction. So if you're short right now and this thing is just like a slow grind to death, is what it feels like. I'm hoping tomorrow morning is so much better. Hopefully the charts aren't too jacked up tomorrow. So I'm not a big fan whenever we have that like big 3 red folder news, and we're going to have non-farm payroll tomorrow. So you're going to have some massive movements in the market, and it's going to probably mess up our charts. But it's also a good opportunity to look for bigger moves because you can catch those moves or targets by running those data wicks. So we could get that tomorrow for anybody that likes to play data wicks or even a data bounce. So like if you say you get past a data wick, a lot of times if you trade back into that data wick, you'll get like a nice little bounce off of that big wick. It'd be kind of like trading, higher time frames. If you like to look at higher time frames and take wick trades off the higher time frames. Thank you guys for the likes and follows tonight. Sorry, it's been kind of boring tonight as far as the trading goes. There just haven't been a lot of entries. Let's see if we can finally break this leg here. If we need to make a new low, so maybe if we break these lows, we can kind of rerun some of these wicks and get a decent pullback. What's up, Fancy? How are you doing? What's up, Kane? How are you doing tonight? Yes, this is the NQ, but it's the MNQ. Or has that got an L in their name? Is that Kendall? Kendall? Can't tell. Yeah, so it would be MNQ. That's how you would type it in if you're looking for it on your platform. And you would be looking for March contracts. Yeah, I know there's a little bit difference between the MNQ. I've been trading on it so long, it don't usually affect me too much. Or I don't really think about it. I know that sometimes I've seen that in the past where you're looking for a level to get hit on your MNQ, but it hit on the NQ first and ended up bouncing. I've seen that over the past, so I definitely know what you're talking about, how the NQ is not as accurate as it needs to be with the MNQ. I used to keep the NQ open, but the reason why I haven't been doing it, I guess, for a while is because sometimes I've taken trades on the NQ by accident and thinking I'm on minis or micros, and I'm actually on a mini. So I think I've actually even blown a funded account like that before, thinking I was trading 5 minis or something. I was on like on 5 micros. So I try not to even keep any mini charts open, or at least where they're, I can accidentally trade on them. So there's nothing worse thinking that you're only going to lose like $100 and you lose $500 on your account. All right, so we still got about 20 minutes away for that 9 o'clock candle or 10 o'clock candle. You see that 9 p.m. candle? It's a breaker. The 9 o'clock, so that would be 8 o'clock for me. This candle here, there's a SMT with the ES. Yeah, that's what somebody was saying a while ago, that he says he said the ES and Q are giving me different stories. One is bullish tonight and the other one is kind of bearish. So yeah, someone was mentioning that a while ago. They're not like in the same. I haven't even looked at the NQ tonight or the ES. Let me look at the ES. I haven't looked at it in a while. So yes. Yeah, it looks like the ES is trying to roll over here, huh? You're short right now? It means just looking at shorts now, but I'm not sure I'd believe in it. Oh, goodness. I don't know if it does move to the downside. I mean, I wouldn't think anything past the 77, 76. Man, it looks like there's so many wicks up in that area if you're looking at the ES. Yeah, 76 looks like a straight wall. I'm not sure how many points you looking for on this. It's in a premium, so I don't see why we can look for looking for a short. uh, think there's a better short in the London, but it takes patience. Yeah, I don't think we'll be making it to the London session, guys. Instant $100. I thought I got filled only widespread. Let's see. My gosh. Oh, you did that tonight, Chief? Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, that's the one thing that I try to make sure that I've done in the past. What you're saying, that you're thinking you're on micros and you take that on a mini. That sucks, man. That's what I was telling someone about not having a mini charts up on. I don't have any mini charts in my. I have no way of getting to a mini chart unless I actually put it on the NQ. So that way I don't make that mistake one day. And it usually happens in the morning when I'm setting my charts and I'm not paying attention because I'm used to it just being on the same thing every day. So yeah, that sucks, man. There's nothing worse thinking that you're going to lose nothing but like 10 or $20 and you lose 100. Yeah, that's pretty crappy. All right. Let me put the breaker blocks on here so I can kind of see what they are. Because like I said, what creates a breaker? Capital. Excuse me. Breaker blocks. Signals. What signals? What time frame are you using, Capital? I don't know if this works on the 5 minutes because hell, it shows the whole area as a breaker. So, oh, excuse me. The 5 minutes. Oh, and that's not the candles. Oh, okay. So I couldn't just look up breaker blocks on TradingView to get an idea. The next one is the breaker. So that's not considered the order block because you're looking at the 1 hour one, like just individual candles. Because I know you said something about the 9 o'clock candle, which is the 8 o'clock candle for me. So it would be this candle here. Okay. I was just trying to see how you recognize a breaker block. So that is a bearish breaker. Are you talking about the blue one that I just had on the screen? That's a bluish one. The breaker blocks and or order blocks that fail to hold. Oh, it's just a pattern based block. Okay. Yeah, that's totally new to me. I've never heard much about that. Did break a little low here, so is this the move back up? I'm not gonna lie, guys. I have no interest at all of taking any trades. I'm just curious: is anybody in a trade this evening so far, or is most of you guys all sitting on the sidelines? I'm just curious if anybody's like either stuck in a short or stuck in a long. Like, is there a target that you're looking for, or because I know everybody trades different. You know, some people are looking for long, some are looking for shorts. I mean, it's pretty normal. Go to the 1 minute charts at 8:32, market and extend forward. Let's see. 1 minute charts. All right. Let's see. Now, is that 8:32 Eastern time, Capital, or Central time? I'm assuming you're probably talking about. All right. Okay, so that'd be 7:30 for me. All right. That would be 8:32 right there. This candle here. Did we get some movement finally? No. Extend the box to the right all the way. Right. My right, correct? Yeah, I guess you can see a lot of resistance in that area, huh? I think that's what Matt was talking about earlier. Hello, how are you doing? Matt, have you taken any trades this evening? Or do you not trade in the evening? You felt stupid trading this PA? Yeah, this price, we're finally actually getting a little movement here. Yeah, KH or hit, K hit. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Um, yeah, this price action has been pretty tough tonight. A lot of chopping. So tomorrow is non-farm payroll. They moved non-farm payroll because it was supposed to have been a couple weeks ago, but whenever we were having those partial government shutdowns, they didn't release the numbers. So they're going to release the numbers tomorrow, along with CPI later this week, Friday. So the price actions is been pretty tough to trade. So did you get caught? Uh, the only indicators really that are on here is the EMAs. We don't usually use a lot of the indicators. Most of the times I've only had the 21. I think whenever I put them back on the other day, I put the 9 and 21. But a lot of times I haven't been using these. And all these little red bars are is swings. The only thing that I don't have on here that we usually do is the is where I mark out the previous day close, the previous day low, and the previous day high. Yes, we trade the opening every day, user. Trading the opener is probably one of my favorite things to do. I like trading the opener off of the first 15-minute candle of a day. Usually all morning long from 9 o'clock most of the time till 12 o'clock. Genbox, I'm not sure what that is. I've never heard of Genbox. No, well, Genbot, no, I've never heard of that. Oh, it's just a option data to trade ES. Yeah, see, I don't ever look at options. Uh, no, I don't usually trade that type of news or that type of opening. I mean, that's just borderline, just kind of gambling for myself if I try that because I have no idea which way it was going to go. I mean, I have traded news events before, but usually it's just what a 90% account and you just go long and short. I know there's been several other guys in here, user, talking about trading options, but like I said, I've never really messed with options. Yeah, we've been trading the Asia market consistently probably since December, the first week of December, Uncle. And it's kind of a hit and miss. Some nights the price action's good, then the other nights it's just garbage. Kind of like tonight, where we're just not getting a lot of movement. Jen is a okay. Gen X is a yeah. See, that's yeah. Until you're bringing that up, I've never even heard of the Gen box. But the only other thing that I look at is basically the SPY or the S&P 500, and that's because most of the time I know the S&P or the NQ follows the S&P. So a lot of times you can look for breakouts on your ES, and eventually you're going to probably get those same breakouts on the NQ. In the same way with support and resistance on the ES. Classic Head and Shoulders here. Let's see. Oh, yep. Ah, come on. This is what Matt was talking about, the Head and Shoulders. If I didn't even, I guess I really wasn't paying attention. Shoulder, shoulder, head. For anybody that likes to trade that pattern. I know some people just trade that pattern. So is the Head and Shoulders, is that pretty much always a bullish type move, Matt? Unless that's a reversal Head and Shoulders. You should get a move here. This is the brand new candle here at 10 o'clock. So a lot of times this hourly candle will give you a nice move here. So you're getting a new 4-hour candle, a new 15 minutes. So you're getting all brand new candles at this time. So most of the time you'll get like a nice little bump. I don't know because I've never used TradingView to trade. I've only ever used Trade-Evade and Ninja to take my trades. And I've been using Ninja for almost 2 years. This is the only thing I've really ever used. And it's just what I know. So it's easier to trade on these charts if you just kind of know where everything is than trying to learn something new. I just don't have no desire to learn how to trade on a different charts. Maybe with the prop firm accounts, not real money. Because I don't trade real money. Now, overall profitable, no. Like if you count my whole 2 years, I've probably spent more money than you probably have actually made. And that's usually most people. It's, you know how it is, like that first couple years is usually, I guess you would, what is that called? Your tuition money, the money you spend to start to get to that point. I've just always tried to minimize how much I've spent. And that's always been my thing, is try to spend as little money as possible while you get to the point where you are constantly staying not profitable but staying consistent with your trading. So this is probably the most consistent that I've been in the last few months, or closer to the end of the year. So we haven't been going through a lot of accounts. So the closest I am to a payout route now, which is $1,000 payout, is $500. We got about $3,100 in this account. And these are prop firm accounts. I'm not sure if you use prop firms or not. $1,500 in this prop firm account. So we still need to get to $3,600. And this one's 500, 300. So, but don't really get money until you get to those levels. So like I said, you got to get the $3,600 to get $1,000 payout. So we still need another $500. Yes, it takes a while to do that. So that's why I always recommend anybody that's no, I've tried copy trading before. That don't usually work very well for me. My account sizes are 50 and 25s. So for the last few months, I've been just extremely focused on my 50K accounts. Then I really have the 25s. A lot of times we'll just trade those if we have extra time and the market's moving. We have 3 Apex fundeds and 5 Bulanox funded. But you only can trade 3 Bulanox fundeds at one time. So if you have others, they sit in pending. So we've been kind of focused on trying to stack our Bulanox accounts lately. So with Bulanox, you're allowed to have only 3 funded active accounts until you get to 1 above the threshold, and the rest of them sit in pending. So I have 5 total funded with Bulanox, 2 just sit there. So we've been just trying to build up our funded accounts with Bulanox. So you keep the 3, trade the 3, and the other 2 just sit there. So that's kind of what we've been doing with those. Oh my goodness, are we finally getting a little sell-off here? No, they pay out. The issue I have with Apex, I always find myself breaking their rules. They usually always pay out. I mean, I'm not sure how they do if you run up a crazy amount of money, but if you just take your small payouts whenever you pass, say the $1,000, the $500,000, or the $500 or the $2,000, almost most people get paid. No, I haven't tried Alpha. I've heard of them. I haven't heard any bad things about Alpha either, but I just haven't used them. I've been having evals that I've been passing, so I haven't started a new account yet. The next prop firm that I was going to start trading tomorrow or Thursday is going to be a Elusive account. I want to say Elusive account is probably pretty cheap up front. You only have to make 3,000. Yeah, see what man, I wish I only had to make 3,000. Shoot. Yeah, you got to make 3,000 to pass Bulanox 2. You just have to get the $3,600 to get the $1,000 payout. So this is where I'm saying I'm like $500 away from the $1,000 payout. But with Elusive, I think you only got to make $2,000 to get a payout. You can request a $1,000 payout at $2,000. But I do see a lot of people using Alpha. I don't know a whole lot about Alpha, but I haven't really ever seen any bad things about them. I try to stick to prop firms that have been around a while because I got burned last November because I was using that one company Fast Track, and I had to pretty much start over all my accounts because they they screwed me out of about $2,000 with Fast Track. They didn't pay me my payout that I got or my not evals, but my affiliates. I had affiliate money with them. Had about $400 or $500 in affiliate money plus about $1,200 or $1,300 in payouts that I never got from them. So ever since then, I only stick to prop firms that I know have been in business a long time, and I don't have that feeling like they're going to go under. So, like, there's been a few prop firms go under recently. I think, is it X-HUSKTRADERX went under? So, there's a few others. Tony, we were trading the MNQ. I can put it in the chat. That way, it's basically the NASDAQ, but micros. Just because I'm trading 25Ks, and so I can't really trade minis because minis would be way too big. So, did anybody grab the short? Excuse me. Thank you guys for all the likes and follows tonight. Yes, I always trade the New York opening. The New York opening is my favorite thing to trade ups. This is how my New York opening looks because I trade off of I trade on the 5-minute charts, but I like to see what the higher time frames are due. So if you show up in the New York session, these boxes represents a higher time frame. So this way you have an idea where your 4-hour, this is a 4-hour candle, this is a 4-hour candle, and these represents 1-hour candles individually. And this way you can almost take entries. So like if you're close to a 4-hour bottom, most of the time you're going to run that 4-hour bottom, then pop back up. As you can see, that's kind of what happened this morning. And so that's what these little boxes are that we have marked out. This way we don't have to dib away from our trades. So, and I've noticed whenever you trade the opening, it almost trades the same way for the the one I like to use off is the 15-minute candle from the 9 o'clock hour to 9:15. So but I also use the 15 minutes from the early morning. So this is your first 15-minute candle from 9 o'clock to 9:15. This will help you trade the early morning. So this is another way you can enter. So you see how you got this breakout first thing in the morning? If you pull fib on this 15-minute candle, we pull back to 50% of this candle before we dumped off. So if you pull even fib on this hourly candle, you'll notice that we pulled back 50% of this candle. So this was a nice short this morning. So that would have been your short for whatever morning this was. It was like either Monday or Friday. So this one we would have took the long out of the top side. So basically, what did you do? You pretty much just ran these hourly candles for the breakout, and then we waited for the push back up through. And once we broke out of the 15 minutes to the top side, we got longed. Then there's another setup that happens usually shorter after that. And sometimes I miss it. And this is the retest of that 15-minute candle. So you can pull fib from here to here, and it's probably on at about 40 to 50% pullback. And so you could take another long off of this. So this would have been your low, your high, and your pullback would have been at 40%. So you would have took the long off of this 15-minute candle at 820, and it went up 100 points before it had another pullback. On the short here, you would have did the same thing. So this is your 15-minute candle. You would just pull fib on your candle. I always want to know where the 50% of my candle is at. So you can kind of see we broke out a little bit. Then we pull back into the 30 to 40% pullback. And then as it breaks here, you get short. So you would have been short from 740 and it went down 110 points. Okay. Now that's the 930 to 945 candle, right? Off or up. Now I know a lot of people do trade that. This is the 9 o'clock to 9:15 candle. So this way I'm able to get my trade in that super high volatility. So that's usually what we're looking for. Oh, shoot. I'd have to extend that. So this morning was probably the first time that we've really taken a loss on that trading the opening in a few weeks. I feel like I was due, though. I don't know. Has anybody ever had that many trades in a row that you just feel like you're due for a loser? That's what it felt like today. So it just felt like one of those days. Oh, goodness. Guys, I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay on here just because I think I'm done looking at this chop. Timmy, we are trading the MNQ, but we really haven't been taking any trades tonight just because we've been just kind of chopping back and forth. You're pretty much trading in a 20-point range right now. So what your low's at 305, your high's at 325. So you're just stuck in a 20-point range. This right here is, I don't really trade very well. This is probably a good strategy for someone who trades range, but right now this stuff is just horrible. I don't want to get myself stuck in a trade where I can't get out. And it's just, I mean, I guess if you buy the bottom of a range, yeah, it's not even worth it. I just got on here tonight just to talk about trading, for listening to anybody that wants to share ideas and watch charts, go back and look at price action. But this stuff is just horrible for my type of trading that I like to do. There's just no way for me to trade this comfortably. I took an entry with Capital, is another a guy in the lobby. And I took the long with him, but I was 10 points off of his entry because he was long from 307 and I didn't get long to 316. So I only took 10 points and my whatchamacallit got stopped out, my runner. So we pretty much just been sitting here just watching chop. Yeah, it'll be better to trade. I don't really know what the likes tomorrow's going to be like ups. I'm not even sure if we'll even get an entry tomorrow because I feel like the opening is going to be messed up tomorrow ups. So that's going to be a possibility tomorrow. We'll just have to look and see what it looks like because tomorrow is non-farm payroll. So it could just be super jacked up tomorrow because usually I couldn't probably go back and find another non-farm payroll, but I know usually that non-farm payroll is you're probably almost guaranteed 100 points up or down tomorrow morning. So, and we may even get on here and watch the non-farm payroll news and see what the candle offers. Maybe we can find an entry on an eval on it because a lot of times if you trade those big data candles, almost every single time they offer a 50% pullback. All right, guys, we're going to call it there because, like I said, we're going to be back at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning. Sorry there wasn't really no trading tonight. It was just, sorry about the super boring trading, but there's not much I can do about that. So, but thank you guys all for the likes and follows. And we'll be back for the New York opening. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be green for the opening if there's a opportunity, but I'm not sure. But if you are trading tomorrow morning, be aware that there's non-farm payroll news. What do you think about opening tests? Think about the opening test opening. I'm not sure if I understand what that is, Timothy. You said test opening. Opening test opening. Or is that for Tesla? Is that for Tesla? Can you explain SMC? I'm not even sure if I don't even know what the SMC stands for either. That's from Uncle, you said? I don't know. I don't know if that's the right lobby there. You said that's a Smart Money Concepts, Methodical Man? Oh, okay. The SMC is Smart Money Concepts. Okay. Oh, the day before the previous day open, I got destroyed on the previous day open. Let me find it. I think that's it. Yeah. I did get a long out of there, but man, this morning's price action was super tough, guys. It was just wicking so hard. Was that it? No. I mean, you can see all these wicks. It was so hard to trade this morning. This is the MNQ down bad. So this morning's price action was super tough to trade. This morning we were fortunate enough to only have one red account because it could have been a lot worse. I don't really have much of a breakdown for this one because it was abnormal this morning. So I didn't really have a setup in this one this morning. Let me make sure that is. It looks kind of weird, but it could be. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so this was the opening candle right here. It was just all body. So basically what it is, anytime that I tried to take the breakout with this candle, it only went up about 15 points and it whipped back and stopped me out. So this ended up being a break-even trade. Then I tried it one more time and I got stopped out for like 10 points. And that's, or not quite, 15 points because I was down $100. Yeah, it was super tough this morning. I almost wish I didn't even trade it, honestly. But, if I didn't trade it and it worked out, I've been like, damn it, I should have taken it. So that's just the part of the beast if you're going to trade the opening. So it's just one of those things that, you have to kind of look at it as a win percentage. So if I'm going to win 4 or 5 straight days and take one loss, I'll take those odds. So I don't know about tomorrow though. Tomorrow we'll have to see what happens with the non-farm payroll because the charts could be jacked up in the morning down bad. So just be aware of that. After the opening trade, I pretty much trade off support and resistant levels and breakouts. And a lot of times, you know, buying in discounts, selling in premium, selling in between whole numbers. I don't know if you've ever traded whole numbers or not. It's basically where you're trading from like the 100 to 25 to 50 to 75 to 100s. Then you're buying those. You're selling them in premium and buying them in discounts off the bounces, because most of the time you're bouncing from 25 to 50, back down from 50 to 100, then from 100 back to 25. So there's several of us over here kind of trading that whole number. It comes from a guy, Fish Lips, is in one of our lobbies that's trading that every day, and he does really well trading the whole numbers. So what I do is I like trading in between the whole numbers. So a lot of times, let's just say we bounce up and hit the 100. Most of the time we're coming back to the 75 or 50. And a lot of times I'll take a short between the 90 and the 80, take 10 points, and then I'm looking either for a runner down to the 50, or vice versa. Short the 75, look for something down to the 50, then leave my runner to see if we get it pushed down to the 25. Surprisingly, it's crazy. Like, the whole numbers are just magnets, man. It's like we constantly are just whole number to whole number. If you traded today, the whole numbers would have literally paid you all day without constant drawdown. So if you look at this price action here, so you would have been short at 25. So yes, you do have to sit down a little drawdown. You would have added here at 50, but look, it went all the way back down, retested, not quite the 50. So you probably would have took your orders off at 75. That's usually what you start doing, is you start downsizing your orders if you've added to them. So if you got, say, short at 400, you got short at 25, you would average back in, and your last average back in would be 50. And then that's where you're looking for the move back down to the other whole numbers to start getting out of your entries. And this way you're kind of DCAing back into the trade. Just tomorrow, whenever you're looking at it, just notice how much we bounce between whole numbers. I mean, it just happens over and over. So this is why I don't usually ever long into whole numbers, because you can almost guarantee like a bounce in that area. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching tonight. Like I said, we will be back at yes. That's what I was showing people a while ago, Timothy. It retraces a lot, that 38.2% back into that 15-minute candle. I took it this morning. That was one of my longs on my funded accounts that we took this morning. So we did catch that one. There's some mornings I do miss it because it happens so fast. I haven't got to the point where I feel comfortable putting a resting order there. I'm almost considered doing it with one micro eventually, and just test the waters. And this way, if we do get the bounce, because usually if it does bounce, it goes, most of the time 50 to 100 points off that 15 minutes. So we'll have to start testing that. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the morning at 9 o'clock. Actually, no, we may get on early in the morning because it's non-farm payroll. So we may get on here and watch non-farm payroll in the morning. So good luck if you're trading the rest of the night, guys.